Welcome back to Islanders Insider. Right now, we're going to be joined by the head coach of Islanders baseball, Coach Scott Malone. How you doing, sir?
Hey, Stephen. Good to be here again.
Great to have you. Quick history lesson on Scott Malone. Why did you become a baseball coach? I mean, we know about your family and, of course, your dad and stuff, but why did you want to be a baseball coach?
Yeah, I mean, I still think that's the answer. You know, I think we're digging for something deeper, but I grew up on a field. You know, from the time I was 3, 4, 5 years old, I was either on a football field or a baseball field because my dad was a coach. And you start playing the game, you play as long as you can, and just like the guys playing out here, you've got this dream, well, I'm going to play in the big leagues. I'll be the next Will Clark or, Barry Bonds, whoever it is, I'll be that guy. And, once you get that tap on the shoulder where they're telling you, well, that's it, you're not playing anymore. Well, I mean, the easy answer is if I can't play it, then I'll go coach it. And, that's where life takes a left turn and you go see how good of a coach you can be. And here we are.
Sure. Well, what would you say is like a personal philosophy that you have as a coach?
I would probably keep it simple. I mean, for our guys, I want it to be fun. I don't want our guys to ever come out to the field, game day, practice day, and have it be anything but fun. And obviously there's a fine line between, well, hey, we got to go to work today, and we got to get after it, we got to get better. But you want those kids to want to be out there every day. You want to have an environment that they enjoy, where they push each other, they get motivated by their coaches, by their teammates. And obviously the last thing I would say, you want them to represent, at this level, your university, your community, on the highest level, from grades to in the community to
Sure.
Everything A to Z and wins and losses. So trying to build something that people can be proud of.
Looking at pitching is always a challenge each and every year for any coach out there. But how important is it for you to have like your weekend rotation locked up? Conference games are 3-game series, so you want that weekend rotation. But I know you want it locked up, but sometimes somebody gets hot and you want to give them that opportunity. How do you manage that? Cole Carter is an example for one thing.
Yeah. I think the biggest term that I would use when it comes to pitching, and especially starting pitching, is I call it get off the bus factor. You got to have some get off the bus factor, meaning whether it's Friday or Saturday or Sunday or a Tuesday game like the other night. When you pull up at the park and the team is getting off the bus, you want to feel like, hey, who's up today? Whether that's Devin Scapira, Cole Carter, Trevor Belichick back in the day, Daniel Minor, Trevor Foss, those guys all had get off the bus factor. We're getting off the bus. He's up for us today. We got a great day. We got a great chance to win. Even if we just go get our B-plus game, this can be a really good game. So I think that's what you're searching for when you're setting a rotation is that factor of, man, we got a chance today. We got our boy on the mound,
Speaking of pitching in particular, let's talk about senior Brian Deaver, senior Cullen Jones-Walk, and junior Jackson Owens. How rare is it to have not just one, but 3 position players that are actually legitimate pitching options for you in a game?
I think there's 2 sides to the coin. The good side is those kids are talented. They're good baseball players. I started to say the game comes easy to them. I'm not sure. They're very talented. And those guys can go out and do both. It's a lot of hard work. And any of those 3 guys would tell you,
Sure.
I could be a better pitcher if my focus was here. I might be a better hitter if all of my focus was here. So I think it pulls on them a little bit. But at the same time, obviously it gives us so many more options, especially with, all 3 of those guys are totally different. Jackson Owens throws very, very hard. He's very talented. Cullen, our shortstop, kind of gets under everything, throws with a funny angle, and guys haven't seen it before, especially from us, from this team. And then you get Brian Deaver from the left side, who doesn't throw hard and doesn't even try to win with stuff, just wants to throw strikes and pitch in the bottom. So those guys bring something different to the table. And then the other side, there's a part of me, don't get me wrong, I love having them. But also if the depth and if some other guys were having unbelievable seasons, we might not be getting to
Sure.
Owens or Cullen
Understood.
or those guys as much either. So there's kind of a lot that goes into that. But those guys are doing a great job, and they're helping us get some wins.
I wanted to ask you a little bit about some up-and-comers in particular. Like, how about freshman Luke Marbach, for one thing? 17 games he's appeared in, but he's hitting .462. Now, are you looking to find this kid some opportunities to get out there? I know because he's still trying to really break into a regular everyday lineup for you, but also are there other fresh faces out there that we should be looking for?
Luke Marbach is, we all think he can hit. He had a really good fall for us. He's strong. He's got bat speed. He can get in the batter's box and turn the ball around, which he really showed when he got, some consistent at bats last week. But the other thing he brings to the table that you can't teach is speed. He's a runner. Our teams probably haven't been built that way in the past. The other freshman that's playing a lot is Itchy Burtz. He is a runner, and he's in our lineup more or less every day because he is a runner, because he jumps out on the scouting report. He bothers the other team. Whether he gets 3 hits or not, they have to plan for him. They have to change how they defend the infield, how they defend the outfield, how their pitchers go about holding runners and pickoffs. And so those guys just bring some things to the table that maybe some of our other players don't. And those guys are going to have a great future with us, great future.
Lastly, Itchy, real name? What's his real name?
It's David.
Okay.
And the New Orleans radio guys came over to check how to pronounce everybody's name, and that was the one thing they asked. Hey, we need the backstory. How's that guy? And I didn't have it. We had to go ask him. He hits left-handed. Obviously, he can run and kind of scoots out of the box really quick. In high school, they started calling him Ichiro because of the left-handed and the want to run and the want to take off running, and Ichiro turned into Itchy. There you go. He's left-handed and he can run.
I've learned something new today.
There you go. I just got it.
Coach, I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
When we come back, we'll have our Chris Espon Health System feature segment right here on Islanders Insider.